someone else's failure is not your win.
Right.
Why?
I think sometimes we as people get caught up in putting more energy into like putting more stock into wishing or doing things to actually make people that you maybe don't like or you haven't got along with, hoping that they fail rather than not even worrying about that.
Yeah.
And just using all that energy to focus on what you're doing.
Well, I think for a lot of people it's easier, right? I
Right.
agree with you. I think it's easier sometimes. I'll liken it to sports.
Okay.
Like I found myself at times, playing golf, where it's like, I hope I'm playing against myself. But when you're playing in a competitive situation and you're trying to win a tournament or something like that, it's like, I'm down a shot, and if this guy misses his next putt, and and then maybe shanks it on the next shot,
then I'll come out on top.
Then I'll come out on top.
Yeah.
I played really well, but he's
Right.
up on me, and if he screws up, but that's a shitty way to actually approach things, because you control your outcomes, right? Not theirs.
And I think mentally, you're spending so much more time focusing on something negative that you don't control either way.
Yeah.
I mean, you can sabotage someone. That's a action that you do control.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's not going to do anything good for you. But the mental part of it, where you're just, putting all your energy into thinking negative thoughts about someone else, hoping that they don't do well, that is all energy that you're taking from yourself that you can use instead to fuel what you're doing.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and would you find the same joy or fulfillment
Right.
out of the success when it's come from someone else's failure? Like,
Right.
Again, I haven't. I know in those situations, going back to the golf thing, where that situation's happened, and it's like, okay, well, I didn't necessarily do everything I could to win.
Right.
I did everything to be where I was and put all that energy, like you said, into somebody else failing.
Yeah.
Their failure, wishing them a lack of success didn't make me feel successful.
Right.
Whereas if you go out and you just dominate the field, like you just do everything on your own and you earn it.
Yeah.
There's so much more that comes out of earning something. It's applying for jobs, like you're competing for a job and thinking, wow, like,
oh, I hope this person has a really bad interview so that I can go in and have a mediocre interview and get that
and
job.
win by default.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Winning by default, it's like kissing your sister, it's just kind of, like, that's no fun. I mean, why would you want to do that?
Right. Well, and I think too, sometimes, you can look at people around you, maybe like a friend or a family member, something like that, even someone you just know, an acquaintance, and maybe they're getting like a hand up or a leg up from, family money, or they get a job because their uncle works there, or things like that, where they're maybe not earning it. And so those thoughts start to creep in that it's like, oh, that person doesn't deserve it, so I hope that they fail at what they're doing because they just got it gifted to them. Again, that doesn't help you in any way.
No.
And when you're the only person you control, using your brain space to...
Well, if you put yourself in the other person's shoes, if you came into a windfall of money,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden people are now judging you, like, oh, well, you're not going to work
Oh,
hard
I
anymore.
hope- yeah.
You're taking the easy
I hope
path.
you go broke.
I mean, it's none of your business. Who cares?
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's, you want to control your outcomes. You want to win.
Well, and the more time you spend focusing on what you're doing, the more likely you are to actually go out and succeed.
Yeah.
Rather than sitting around wishing bad things on other people. That doesn't get you anywhere.
And there are going to be times, there's going to be lots of times where you will win by default. You will get legs up in life because other situations have happened.
Yeah.
But I guess the difference is recognizing when you've earned it, when you've worked for it, versus when it fell in your lap, and celebrating and relishing in the success of someone else's failure is not necessarily a great quality.
No, and it's okay if you win the lottery. It's okay if you some kind of thing, the universe aligns and you get a job that you didn't think you could get or something like that. It's okay. That you shouldn't feel bad about that.
Yeah.
But like you said, I mean, wishing bad on other people isn't gonna get you that.
Yeah. So think about the situations of where you're going out and how you look at winning. When you win, did you do everything to control that win, to actually earn that win,
Right.
that victory, or did it come at someone else's failure and their expense? And and even if it did, where were you putting your energy and your thought process leading
Right.
into that? Because if you were focusing on them screwing up versus you doing what you can do,
Right.
then that energy is misplaced, and we all do it. I've done it a ton of times, and it's something to be really mindful of.
Yeah.
You know, just not wishing bad things on people. And like we said, if you flip that around and somebody's wishing bad things on you,
Yeah,
how would
that
that
sucks.
feel, right? So yeah, just remember, someone else's failure is not your win. Go earn your own wins.